Hello, my beautiful feather tribe. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I am an empath as well as an intuitive tarot reader here on YouTube. Welcome to this week's reading where we are looking at what is around the corner for you. So very exciting stuff. We're going to glean the future and see what is coming for you. And if you've been following my channel, if you've been watching a few of these pick a card readings that I've done on this channel, then you may already know the way that I like to conduct my readings. We're going to first start out by looking at your current situation and where you are right now in your life so that we could lay a solid foundation for the reading and that you could discern which reading is the right one for you, whether you have actually picked the right one. And then we're going to get to the juicy part and see what is actually around the corner for you and what that will bring for you, both in the short term and in the long term. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of today's reading. Hopefully we're going to be able to keep it nice and short and to the point. But anyway, I really enjoy doing these pick a card readings by attaching a certain card to each pile that you could sort of choose from. So that's what I'm doing again this time. And we have 4 piles for you to choose from. We are starting from the left hand side and moving towards the right. So with pile number 1, we have the King. For pile number 2, we have Thanatos. For pile number 3, we have the Castle, and for pile number 4, we have the Healer. So look at the cards, close your eyes if you have to, sort of tune into your intuition more and really scan how you're feeling, what your intuition is telling you. And then once you have that information and you sort of know which pile you feel drawn to, or piles, plural, that can happen too, go ahead and jump down to the description box or the comment section. You'll be able to find the timestamps listed there, and it will take you to your desired reading. So yeah, just take your time. There's no rush. You can pause the video and feel into the situation, and whenever you're ready, I will see you in your reading. So happy choosing. Hello, pile number 1. I hope that you're all doing well. Now, you chose the King archetype card, and this card is an archetype card, as are all of the cards that are representing the piles in today's readings. Now, it's interesting that you chose the King card, or that you were pulled towards it. And it's even more interesting that the King archetype came out for pile 1 specifically. And the sort of connection that I'm feeling there is that the number 1, right, which is very often associated with the best, the one at the top, the one who is like the leader or has some sort of sway or authority over others, the one who sets some sort of example for other people. It's very much often associated with the King archetype too, right? It's a position of authority. There can only be one king. And so it's almost like this journey of rising to the top, this journey of becoming the best or becoming the greatest or becoming more respected, more revered, more honored, appreciated, acknowledged, recognized, right? Even like looking at these the colors on this card, it's very much like someone standing at the limelight or someone standing with the sun beaming behind them. And so this card is very powerful, and I feel like the major theme of this reading's energy may also be power and your sort of connection to it. Whether you feel that you need more, that you don't have enough power, or that you need to improve on it somehow, or whether there is someone else's power who you feel like restricted by or subjected to, something like that. Because even the way that this card is sort of depicted, it's making me think of like limitation or restriction, the way that this hand is sort of held up like that. As if someone is like blocking your way or saying no. So maybe your sort of path to level up in some sense, or whether it's, again, even though we're talking about power, it doesn't necessarily have to remain in the area of your career, right? It can also be in your family, in your relationships, in your neighborhood, in your community. It can even be in like your hobbies or in your sort of side projects or in your studies or anything like that. Anything really where you want to level up and become better and greater and more respected, more honored, that type of thing, or have more sway over the situation. There is an element of control here, and again, whether this is control that you are trying to gain over something or some situation, or whether it's control that someone else has over you. But I do more strongly feel that this is talking about your ambition and sort of certain structures that you are trying to build or work towards, achieve, and there just may be some like difficulties here. I don't know why that hand is giving me that type of vibe, but yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm feeling, pile number one, where the connection is between your sort of reading and this card and why you chose this card. Very ambitious, very powerful energy, and I feel like that's what you're trying to achieve. That's why you were pulled towards this king archetype, because that's what I feel like you want to become, the king in something in your own life. But anyway, so let's move on to the actual reading part. This was just the intro, or the sort of setting the theme for the reading. So we're first going to look at where you are at right now in your life. So these oracle cards will paint us a clearer picture, hopefully, and give us a better understanding why the king is the one that is the energy that you felt drawn to more specifically. So let's see. Okay, we have the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, in reverse. That's the heart chakra. Okay, we also have Baba Yaga, number 25, the wise and wild woman, duality, the witch, freedom, rabbit. Okay. Okay, we have power. So yeah, definitely a strong keyword, like we were talking about with the king. Here's that connection. We also have Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. And finally, we have the waiting game. Okay, so looking at these cards, pile one, I'm feeling that for at least most of you, the situation is leaning more towards space where this king archetype, this king energy, is representing some energetic force that you are sort of subjected to in some sense, that these rules and structures that are in place, and again, that hand, right, that I was feeling that acts as sort of like a roadblock or rejection in some sense, that this is someone else's hand, that someone is like blocking your path, or someone is slowing you down, someone is causing you some sort of difficulty, or making it more challenging for you to move forward in the way that you want to move forward. And the reason why I'm feeling it is because a lot of these cards to me are speaking of like fear, or apprehension, especially the rabbit card here. Now, this is the center card, so it's sort of the most punchy, the most weighty in these cards. And the rabbit archetype is very much, even the way that this this rabbit is depicted in this card, right? They're very like stiff, almost like petrified. The ears are perked up. They are very much aware. All of their senses are finely tuned to pick up any little disturbances around them so that they could react in the blink of an eye. And so it's very anxious energy, the rabbit. Very anxious, very sort of on edge, very rickety or jumpy. And that's what I feel like this energy is for you as well. Or at least it's the energy that the situation you are in is sort of building up in you, or it's like encouraging or pushing you into that worrisome, fearsome space, or insecure space is probably the better way to say it. But I do definitely feel that the desire to be sort of, to have more power, to have more sway, to have more sovereignty is here. As I was saying, right, I felt that the king archetype is representing sort of your desire to level up, your desire to increase your area of influence, if I can say it that way. So it's definitely here, this desire, right? The freedom, especially this freedom card is making me feel that you want to break out of this limited structure that you're in, and you want to create your own structure moving forward. Because even with the fourth chakra in reverse, as I was saying, this is the heart chakra. And even though, of course, it can talk about the closed heart chakra of the person who is sort of barring your path, or who is causing you this like limitation or restriction or challenging you. But I'm most strongly actually feeling that this is talking about your own heart space, where like the way that things are right now, or the situation in which you are right now, it's somehow restrictive. It's somehow not exactly where you want to be. It's not allowing you to be everything that you want to be, and it's not allowing you to have the type of conditions that you want to have. Something is not making you happy. There is some sort of discord here that is not aligning with what your heart is actually desiring. So something has to change. And with this Baba Yaga energy, I actually feel that this is that like, how should I say, almost this like wise magician or trickster energy, but not in the bad sense, not in like manipulative, not in a manipulative type of sense, but more so in a sense that you have to be clever, you have to be witty, you have to be creative to sort of work around the blockages, work around the challenges, to come up with ways to find a solution to this predicament that you're in. That's what I feel like this Baba Yaga is standing for. Your ability to sort of outsmart or outwit the situation or the person who is barring your path, so to say, and actually create the sort of circumstances or situations that are favorable to you. Again, I love that it's coming out right next to the freedom card, because I do feel that that's really what this is symbolizing. Even the wise and wild woman, right? Wild, untamed, wanting to roam free, wanting to be how you want to be. And even with this Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Even this is telling me that it's no coincidence that you are feeling unsettled, or that you are feeling dissatisfied with the way that things are right now, because this is part of your path. This is part of your journey. You are meant to level up in some sense, like looking at all of these staircases, which is kind of interesting because that's leveling up, right? You are ascending. But with the waiting game, again, it seems that things are not progressing and moving as quickly as you would like them to. There are certain things that are blocking your path or that are slowing you down, that are causing delays, that are causing unexpected issues and problems and sort of annoying situations that you need to deal with. But I do feel that your inner compass is the thing that will actually prove to be the most useful to you right now, that will prove to be your biggest asset, especially looking at these two cards with this Baba Yaga, and especially we can see the crescent moon right on top of her head. So that is that like feminine intuition, that mystical power that is almost inexplicable. It's just something that drives you, something that moves you. And the thing that I love about the rabbit is, yes, even though it is very nervous and very scared and very jumpy and like on edge, but because it's so aware, it's also very sensitive. It's very, very sensitive, and it can pick up like even the littlest or the smallest cues and hints and clues. And so I feel like the signs are there around you. Again, with this Akasha as well, the signs are there around you. There are little cues for you to follow. So I do feel like that you actually have sort of the tools at your disposal that you need, exactly like that magician energy that I was talking about with the Baba Yaga. It may just take some time, and it may require you to be sort of clever and think outside of the box to get you out of this situation and to actually move you to where you want to go. But anyway, let's move on to the tarot portion. So if you recognize this story, if that's where you are right now, if that's what you are dealing with and you feel like this sort of boxed in, or like your path is being barred in some way, then this is clearly your reading, and keep on watching. But yeah, okay, we're gonna move on to actually what is around the corner for you now. So that's the most important and most exciting part. So let's see what we get from the tarot cards. Okay, we have the Page of Wands with the King of Cups, if I'm not mistaken, in reverse. Okay. Oh, interesting that you're getting a king again. Oh my god, I love it. We have the Wheel of Fortune as the center card, and I will talk you through them in a minute. We also have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and Strength. Yeah, okay. The way that these cards are actually operating is that the center card is depicting what is around the corner for you. So this is the main card, the most important card here. And then these two cards are talking about what that thing that is around the corner for you is going to bring short term, and these two cards will tell us about the long term. So with the Wheel of Fortune here being around the corner for you, this is such an auspicious card to get, pile one. So yeah, this is amazing. The Wheel of Fortune is very much a card of change. It's a card of talking of your luck changing more specifically, and especially because it's coming out upright, it's turning around for the better for you. So things will start moving forward, especially like through all of these delays and all of these like obstacles and things that you have encountered. Those are going to start falling away. Things will start easing up for you. The path will start clearing for you. It's almost like I keep hearing the name Ganesha in my head. I think that's the Hindu god or goddess. Sorry, I don't know enough about Hindu gods and goddesses or Hindu deity. So yeah, I don't know too much about it. But I do know that it's a very auspicious deity as well, and enabling success and enabling the path forward to ease up. And that's kind of what I feel for you as well, pile one. I definitely feel that things are going to start getting easier. Things are going to start moving along. and you'll start seeing some positive changes happening. Because looking at these two cards here with the Page of Wands and the King of Cups in reverse, these are talking about the short-term changes. And with the Page of Wands, it's clear to me that you are going to be exploring something new, that something exciting, something adventurous is going to be opening up for you. It could be a possibility to try something new. It could be a possibility or an invitation of some sort that like takes you out of the situation, even though I actually feel more strongly that this is like your own initiative. Because the thing that's very interesting to me as well is that you got the King of Cups specifically, and you chose the King archetype, right? That energy that we started the reading out with. And you also got the the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, right? So you got the King and you got the heart, and the King of Cups is literally that energy, right? Because the cup suit is all about the heart space. It's about emotion. It's about feeling. And so I love that this Page of Wands is actually walking away from the King of Cups in reverse. The Page of Wands is leaving it behind. The Page of Wands is seeking something that would actually excite them, something that would actually bring them what it is that they want. And I even find it, I find it even more interesting that on the Page of Wands, they've depicted a fox, right? And what was I saying? I feel like the situation that you are in requires like out of the box type of thinking, and foxes are known for being very, very clever, very like cunning and smart, and I mean sly as well, right? So they get a bad rap at times, but they are very, very smart creatures. And so this is telling me that there are going to be some pretty interesting, possibly unorthodox ways that you'll be able to get out of the situation that you're in, and that you'll be able to move forward to sort of leave behind this situation or this thing that is causing you this dissatisfaction, that is not, again, allowing you to be who you are, or allowing you to live the way that you want to live, that is stifling you somehow. So yeah, I see movement forward here, and I see like new opportunities, new paths, new experiences that you are going to be getting into with the Page of Wands here. And looking at the long term, we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed with strength. And again, the first thing that I noticed here was that how on this specific strength card, she's holding up her heart, which is outside of her chest. And again, the heart being the center sort of image here. So I feel like the heart is very much a key focus on the table here, and in your reading as well. Something or someone that you love, that's the key. That's the key to this reading. Following that, fighting for that, standing strong for that. But just in general, like the strength card, especially if it's talking about the long term, I feel like this change that is going to be bringing about, that is going to be coming about for you very soon, that is around the corner for you, it's going to be sort of building up a sense of like self-reliance and self-trust, and also self-acceptance. I feel like it will give you a lot of like confidence and a boost of security as well, that no matter how many like difficulties or delays or obstacles are placed on your path, you are able to find a way out. You are able to not get stuck in that with the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Coins in reverse. You are able to not get stuck in that. And I also feel a lot of like patience here too, that this whole situation that you're going through and the way that things are like going to start turning and these unexpected shifts that are going to be coming up for you and that are literally around the corner for you, that they are going to be building up this sense of like strength and calm in you, because you know that patience and calm, I wanted to say, because you know that things are going to sort of work out eventually anyway. I feel like that's what the situation is most clearly going to teach you and show you, that there is actually no need for this like fear or anxiety or worry, because no matter what is happening, no matter what you're up against, you still have your own power too. And there is something very strong and very resilient that is hidden in you that you can always tap into. And sometimes it's better to like wait for the guidance, wait for the clarity, wait for that aha moment, and approach a certain obstacle or challenge with like cleverness and method and strategy, rather than trying to like forcefully go through it just using brute force, right? Sometimes it's better to go around the obstacle and wait until you know exactly how to do that. So yeah, okay, pile one. That was your reading, but we are not done just yet. We are also going to get a few closing messages for you from this message jar. If this is not your first time on my channel, you may have seen this before. But yeah, let's see what Spirit wants you to know. What sort of messages does Spirit have for you regarding this situation? What advice? Let's see if we can get some advice from Spirit. We have 1, 2, 3, and let's get one more. 4. Okay. So let's see what we have. Okay, we have a quote from one of my favorite songs. It's by Suzanne Vega, and the song is Tom's Diner. Oh, this rain, it will continue through the morning as I'm listening to the bells of the cathedral. I am thinking of your voice. Okay, so this, to me, this quote is symbolizing longing and yearning. So I feel like what Spirit is saying here is that focus on that yearning, right? Because whatever this thing is that is causing you dissatisfaction, it's there for a reason, and it's urging you to follow that thing that is missing, to follow that thing that you are actually yearning for. Let's see what else we have. You don't have to be perfect for anyone. It's someone that has to find you perfect as you are. Carl Fredrickson, Up. Yeah, again, okay, yeah, exactly. So if you are in this situation, right, and as I was saying, if someone is like barring your path, if someone is like rejecting you in some sense, or if someone is causing you putting up these like obstacles and things on your path, and like again restricting you and forcing you to stay in some sort of structure that is not allowing you to be you, then you know, you don't have to stay there, right? You do have your own personal power. And I know that it's sometimes easier said than done, but I feel like this quote is so important for someone to hear in this pile. So I'm actually going to read it again, because I do feel that someone really, really, really needs to hear this. It's a very specific message for someone. You don't have to be perfect for anyone. It's someone that has to find you perfect as you are. There you go. Okay, let's keep going. We also have, I'm not afraid of anything, even time. It'll eke away at everything, we'll be fine. This is by Snow Patrol and the song The Golden Floor. You're getting a lot of quotes, so that's interesting. Yeah, so again, it's interesting that it's talking about time, and that it came up because the waiting game, right? Time, that seems to be a very, even this Akasha, which is talking of Akashic records, even this is talking of, there's an element of time here, right? The past, the present, and the future. So time is clearly an important element, and that time may be that aspect which is like setting you on edge, or the passing of time may be something that is like getting to you. But it's okay. Like the quote says, we'll be fine. And you'll be fine too, pile one. You'll be fine. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Everything will be fine. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is too perfect. And the final quote that you, not even quote, but the final message that you got from Spirit is, who or what are you pining for? Don't ignore it. Exactly, right? Like that yearning thing that I was talking about. Something is missing. You feel it, you sense it, it's urging you, it's pushing you towards breaking out of this construct and leveling up in your own freedom, in your own personal power, all of those things that we went over in this reading. So that voice is speaking to you for a very specific reason, and it's asking you to follow it. So yeah, pile number one, I feel like what is around the corner for you are some really auspicious changes, opportunities. The Wheel of Fortune definitely brings opportunities. So you will have the chance to turn the situation around and to actually make a difference. So make sure that you take that opportunity. But I do see things improving for you, pile one. So I'm really happy to see that, and I hope that you are happy too. But I'm not going to drag this reading on any longer. It still somehow managed to become longer than I wanted it to be. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that this reading resonated and that it was useful. If that's the case, please let me know. You can give me a thumbs up in the comments. You can give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment in the comment section. And also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already. But if you want to hang out with me in the future and do more of these kinds of cool readings together. But yeah, take care of yourselves. And if I don't see you in any of the other piles, then I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Now, you chose this Thanatos card. And this is the Wild Unknown Archetype card from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. And now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is one very, very serious card. It's definitely one that has more of that like heavy and weighty energy. It's that type of energy that like drags you into the underbelly of something, into the deep dark places that the more dense energies of life bring. So to say it very like bluntly, Thanatos is a card that talks about death. It's a card that talks about endings and loss and decay. And so it's by no means a very easy card. And I mean, I'm guessing from the design of the card, like from the cobwebs and all of the limbs, which I think are limbs of like corpses and stuff, it's a very, very, again, very dark depiction that this card has. And so if you chose this card, clearly you are not in a very like light and sunshiny and happy and bright place in your life right now. And that's okay, because that's life, right? Can't always be in that space. the fact that you chose this card, pile 2, is making me feel that the energy that you are in right now is one that is like dragging you into this like hopeless or very burdened, very, I just heard soul crushing. I don't know if that's actually as dramatic as that. It could be for some of you, but it feels like that's the type of energy that you are sort of feeling, or that you are being dragged into right now. It's definitely a very like defeating energy, or one that like causes hopelessness, the one that causes depression and severe melancholy. Just like, it's a very, very difficult energy is basically all I'm gonna say. And so again, based on just the fact that you chose this card, it's making me sort of feel that the reading that we're going to look into is not going to be the easiest one, pile 2. And that you may have a hard time like finding your way out of that darkness, finding your way out of that like deep and heavy space. Almost like we see on this card, how all of that is like, it's stuck in the center of that web, and it almost makes me feel like it's so heavily embedded in there that it's really difficult to like come out or to resurface. It almost makes me think like it's like I'm looking down a well or something. I don't know if you can see it and feel what I mean, but it does make me feel like almost like the web is causing this optical illusion, as if like I'm looking down a very long or very deep tunnel or something. Yeah, anyway, that's what I'm feeling for you, pile 2. But let's keep going and actually looking at these oracle cards, which will give us a more clear understanding, a more specific understanding of what it is that you are actually currently dealing with, where you are at right now in your life. So let's see. Okay, yeah, we have the World in reverse. Wow, we have Archangel Zadkiel, Transmutation, Violet Flame, Mercy. Yeah, this card is definitely about transmutation. If ever there's been a card for transmutation, this is that like death, decaying energy that I was talking about. We also have flexibility. Wow, and Zebra. Okay, and you got transformation. Not surprised to see this here. We also have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And finally, we have base chakra number 1, which is also the root chakra. So, wow, pile number 2. Yeah, these cards are definitely reflecting that type of like confusing and almost like bottomless feeling that I was describing with the Thanatos. Even though these are actually a lot more like colorful and they're not as sort of dank and dark and serious as the Thanatos card itself. But the first thing I sort of feel like saying is that, I mean, the first card that you got was the World in reverse, and so it's very telling in my eyes that where you are at right now is a space where your world is actually turned upside down. Even though that's not really what the card means or what the card signifies, but I just feel it in that very, very literal sense for you, pile 2. And even not just because of this card, but because of this base chakra card too, and the root chakra, right? The fact that this card has come out for you, the fact that this is here, is telling me just how important your sense of security is right now, and how much it is like lacking, or how that is in and of itself like the main theme here. Your sense of self, your sense of security. That's what I feel like you are mainly dealing with here. The base chakra is the sort of the center for us that keeps us rooted, that keeps us grounded and centered. It's that chakra that makes us feel safe, and that makes us feel like we are firmly planted on the ground. And I feel like you don't really have that right now. I feel that there is all of this talk of like transformation and transmutation and these changes that are happening. And I feel like these changes are happening to your sense of self, to who you feel that you are, and more specifically to who you know that you are actually not. And what I mean by that is that I feel like with this flexibility card, you may have tried to be, and you may even still be trying, right? To sort of be what everyone wants you to be, or to sort of change and adapt according to who you are currently with, or what you are trying to achieve in a certain situation, or what sort of impression you are trying to leave someone. This is very, very adaptable energy, that like mutable energy. And I feel like it's something that you are very much used to, and I feel like that's a version of yourself, which is actually a pseudo self. This is a term that I learned recently from a book that I'm reading. But it's actually a pseudo self. It's one of the like the versions of you that you have shown to the world. And the pseudo selves, we all have pseudo selves. I just want to make it clear. They are not our true selves. They are not the sort of the masks that reflect who we truly are, but they are just certain versions of us. And you also have this don't dim to fit in. So again, this is telling me that there has been a part of you that has sort of tried to change, or try to like be mutable, right? Be flexible in order to gain some sort of approval, or to feel safe, to feel accepted. But I feel that there is a massive purification process that you are in right now. And especially with the zebra, which is again the center card, the most important energy here. This zebra, which is a very, very unique animal, I feel like this is talking about this process that you are currently going through, where you are actually realizing your own uniqueness, and how that's something to cherish and value and be proud of, rather than like suppress or change. A zebra can't change its stripes. And I feel like, but those stripes are the things that make you unique. They're like fingerprints. No one has exactly the same ones that you do. And like the beautiful triangle that you can see is pretty much exactly where the zebra's third eye would be, or where the third eye would be. So, and even it's kind of funny that this is reminding me of the third eye too. It seems that that third eye of yours is opening. It's like you are being shown something, a deeper sense of truth that you haven't seen before. And I feel like you are also therefore being illuminated to a lot of the bullshit that is present in your life, that is around you. And I feel like the more and more you've seen it, the more you realize how you don't actually want it, how it's not actually the thing that sits well with you, the thing that makes you feel good, the thing that makes you feel fulfilled. I'm just noticing we have the tiger here on this flexibility card. Again, more stripes. So yeah, it's interesting that you chose this card, which is full of stripes. But anyway, I digress. So this to me is talking of a process of you sort of learning to appreciate and learning to get more into contact with your true self, becoming more firm in your sense of self, and sort of less flexible, in the sense that you are compromising who you are, or you're compromising your truth for someone else's approval or someone else's validation or something like that. But I do feel that in the process of going through that, you are sort of feeling like bottomless. You are feeling like there is like everything is just like, everything is a sham, like everything is unstable and unsafe, like you can't really rely on anything or anyone. It's that, like, it's exactly the type of energy that happens, and those emotions that rise up within us when you feel that the person that you thought you were is a lie, or is not real, or the things that you thought that you wanted are not what you actually want. The people that you thought you had real deep connections with, you don't actually have those deep connections with them, or that the connections are actually based on something a lot more shallow, or something a lot less sturdy. So you are definitely changing. You are definitely becoming more of who you are. And as you are changing, your life and your relationships and your self-image and your reputation and everything is changing with it. And so there's no wonder that your sense of security or your sense of safety is being compromised, that you are feeling this dank and heavy and all of these like very, very challenging emotions. So yeah, this is very, very challenging energy, and I definitely empathize with you, pile 2. But I also see how incredibly necessary it is to actually reveal to you how much you have been missing, or how much you have lived in shadow in some sense. So your eyes are actually being opened through this process. But that process is just very, very uncomfortable and very triggering. Oh, and I just noticed, sorry, we're going to move on to the tarot cards in a second, but I just noticed all the ones. We have number 29 here, which if you reduce it, reduces down to 11. 2 plus 9 is 11. So we have 1, 1. We have Archangel Zadkiel with number 10, another 1. And we have base chakra with number 1. So you literally have 1, 1, 1, 1, 4 ones. And it's actually a really, like, numerologically, it's a really good thing, because that's an angel number. 1111, which is like, it's a soul journey number. It's a number which symbolizes that you are going through a massive, massive milestone on this soul journey of yours, a very crucial point or a very crucial juncture, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. So I hope that at least that offers some sort of consolation. Let me just see. We also have Thanatos in here. The number of this card is 5073. 73, okay. And 7 plus 3 also reduces down to 10. So you officially, every single card here that has a number on it, it's a 1. So, yeah, or 10 reducing to 1, however you want to go about it. So yeah, endings and beginnings. That's where you are at. Okay, makes a lot of sense. But anyway, as I said, we are going to actually move on to the tarot portion now. So if you resonated with this story, if this is where you are at right now, keep on watching, because we're going to now look at what is around the corner for you. So let's see. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. The 7 of Coins. Okay. The 7 of Coins is the center card, and you have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Oh my god, we had the same thing with pile number 1 too. A lot of court cards, a lot of them, and it's the same thing here too. So clearly the transformation that you're going through and the changes that it's bringing, it's affecting a lot of people. So I actually see a very, very straightforward message here. So this is probably not going to take too long. But so let's start with the center card here, because this is the main card representing what is actually around the corner for you. We have the 7 of Coins. And the Seven of Coins is a card of having patience and having discernment, allowing the processes to happen, allowing the fruits of your labor to actually ripen. Especially in this deck. In this deck, we see this family of raccoons, and this card is all about like not doing anything drastic or not changing anything massively, just sort of being where you are and allowing things to be how they are. And so I feel like with the Seven of Coins representing what is around the corner for you, I do see that that spirit is sort of saying that this process is still going to be taking some time, and it's going to take some ripening to get you to where you need to go or who you need to become. So it is a process, and it's going to keep on going. But I also feel like the Seven of Pentacles is actually such a good card in the sense that it's full of promise. It's saying that if you keep working at it and if you allow these processes to happen, then you will see the results. You will reap the benefits of it. And so I'm feeling that you are going to start seeing the results of all of this transformation that you are doing, but it may not just happen all at once, and it may not happen as this like massive big thing. It may just be like little tidbits here and there, seeing some things like manifesting or seeing how the changes that you are making, how it is positively affecting or how it is positively rewarding you for going through these changes. So maybe you actually are starting to have less anxiety. Maybe you are actually starting to have more meaningful conversations and more meaningful connections with people. Maybe you will gain more confidence to actually start expressing yourself in the truest form, the things that actually interest you, your real passions that maybe you have felt that you can't really share with anyone, or that you have felt too insecure, too embarrassed to open up about. You may start getting more confidence in doing that, and therefore actually attracting to you the right type of people. All of those types of things are like rewards and are little messages of like comfort and reassurance that the whole process has been worth it. Maybe there's going to be less drama and all that kind of thing. And the reason why I'm saying it is because I'm looking at these queens here. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse and we have the Queen of Pentacles. And these two cards are talking about the sort of short-term effects that this Seven of Pentacles is going to have on you, which is, as I said, around the corner. So with the Queen of Wands in reverse, what this is making me feel is that you will actually start seeing, or it will become a lot more evident to you, who are your true friends with the Queen of Pentacles, who are worth like keeping in your life and allowing into your space, who actually value you for you, and who are not your true friends for the purest reasons, who may have some sort of like ulterior motives, or who may be taking advantage of you, or who may be with you to like perk up their own sense of self or security, or to make them feel better about themselves, that type of thing. So it's kind of interesting how you can see that the lion here, like the way that the lion is looking, that its eyes is like, or its eyes are illuminating something, almost like they're flashlights. So I do feel like there will be some revelations that happen as you sort of go through these transformations, and you will start seeing the bullshit, the bullshit around you, and especially the bullshit type of people around you. And it will be a lot easier to discern who is, as I said, who is actually worth keeping in your life. And that may also mean like possibly the people who are not acting in your best interests, those type of people sort of falling away, or distancing, or you distancing from them. And so therefore the sort of the good connections can actually flourish. And in the long term, that's really what I see happening for you if I'm completely honest, because we have the King of Coins and we have the Page of Coins. And with the King of Coins, this I feel is talking of you, and this I feel is talking of like your fully manifested sense of self, this sense of self where you feel proud of who you are. And like once this transformation, or once this like coming into your sense of self and really showing off your full colors, if that like once that is fully formed, you will actually start feeling a lot more secure and a lot more confident in yourself, not needing to impress anyone, not needing to gain that sense of validation, because you have it within you. And that's really the most important kind of validation that you need. And I love that you're getting specifically all of these like coins cards, because they are talking of the earth element, the most sturdy, the most stable element of all. And the base chakra, right? That sense of feeling like bottomless, or feeling like you are up in the air, or like things are so shaky and unreliable. I see that like drastically changing for you. I see you finding this very, very sturdy sense of security. Like the King of Coins is as sturdy and secure as you can get. He is the ultimate sense of like being protected, being safe, being stable. And so, yeah, this is you in the long term. This is what I see you becoming as you go through this transformation. And feeling really good about yourself, and feeling really good about your life. And with the Page of Coins, I feel that this is the other people sort of seeing your light, seeing who you really are, seeing your stripes, right? And feeling drawn to them. Even like the way that this... I don't know what it is. It looks like a little, what's it called? Like that little watch, right? Pocket watch, I think that's what it is. It's illuminated, and it's almost, it acts like a beacon. And I see this Page of Coins looking at it and feeling drawn to it, almost like it's calling out. And so again, I feel like in the long term, you're going to start attracting exactly the right type of people into your life who will see you for you and appreciate you for you, and who will be very much in the same wavelength as you, and who you'll be able to build something really solid with. So I really, really love all of this energy here. But as I said, it's rather straightforward, and I'm kind of even shocked that I managed to speak about it for such a long time because it is so straightforward. But anyway, that's what I see around the corner for you. So I hope that it's some sort of consolation to you, pile 2, that all of this hard work and all of this heavy energy that you're going through right now, it is going to bear fruit. It is going to pay off, and it's going to bring about a true sense of stability and security, not this fake sense of stability and security that you may have been experiencing and that is now being broken down, right? And again, I don't want you to feel like I am dismissing or belittling or making this experience or making this energy that you're in right now somehow less than it is. I don't want you to think that, because I do realize that it's very, very, it's difficult to go through this, and everything that you are feeling and dealing with is valid and is real, but it's all for the betterment of you, and for the betterment of your life and your future. But anyway, we're going to close the reading out with some messages from this message jar. These are going to be messages from Spirit to you regarding this reading as advice, or just like last important pieces of information that you need to know. So let's see what we can get for pile 2 regarding the reading. Okay, I guess we're getting 2 of these. Let's see if we can get a couple more. Okay, this one and final one. Oh, okay, I guess you're getting 5. So let's see what we got for pile number 2. Your wishes have been heard. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. See, and that's the reason why I feel like all of this is happening as well, because the real you, the true you with all of its stripes, is the one who has been wishing for these things, who has been wishing for I don't know, better relationships, more love, more appreciation, a stronger sense of feeling like you truly belong and like you are truly seen and truly accepted for all that you are, not just for who you present yourself to be, of or all of your like sort of best traits that you want to share with people. So everything that is happening is because you've asked for it in some sense. Okay, we also have a quote by Carl Fredricksen from Up, the movie Up. Enjoy the little things in life, for one day you'll look back and realize they were the big things. Yeah, so, oh my God, I actually love this because I feel like this is sort of saying that even though there may be a lot of like these little annoying things, or even if they're not annoying, but there just may be a lot of these like little things that are actually good in your life, that are actually blessings already present in your reality, but that you may be like overlooking or missing right now because this energy is so overpowering and it's so strong and it's like taking up everything else. I feel like what this is saying is that like actually once you look back, once you're out of this energy and you look back on this time that you are in right now, you will actually cherish it and you will actually see how important it was and see like what was actually so good about it. What you may even end up missing some things about this time that you are in right now when you look back on it like years or maybe even decades later. So yeah, I feel like this is try to not get sucked into this energy too much to the point where you lose sight of everything that is actually good in your life. And also I feel like this is just letting you know that everything that is happening is because it's meant to be. It's meant to be happening. It's a big thing. Okay. We also have a quote by Sully from Monsters University. Don't worry about anyone else. Just go out there and show them what you can do. Oh my God. I love this. I absolutely love this. So this is a clear message to, again, just be yourself and to not worry about what anyone else thinks. So I really love that. Okay. We also have another one. We have a lot of quotes. So this one is from the movie Mulan, and this is a quote by the Emperor. The flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. See? Oh my God, I love that quote for you because yeah, the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. So it's going to be truly worth it. That's what I feel like. This transformation is going to be truly worth it. And the final message here is, this is another quote by Sam from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. You can't just sit there and put everyone's lives ahead of yours and think that counts as love. So, see, I feel like this may actually resonate with some of you on a very, very specific level. But I do feel like if you have been living your life for others, then clearly the transformations and the things that are happening right now are happening to show you just how like unfulfilling that way of life is. I feel like this is one massive, massive milestone or massive point in your journey that when you look back on it, you will see just how big how big it was, or how even if it doesn't bring anything very, very radical with it, even if it's not like a tower moment type of thing, I feel like looking back on this time of your life years later, you will actually see the impact that this transformation and this transmutation period that you're going through will actually have on you. So yeah, wow, pile number 2. I'm gonna leave it here. This was such a heavy hitter, and it wasn't actually even as drastic as I thought it was going to be, or as like dramatic or heavy, because I feel like Spirit is trying to uplift you or show you the light at the end of the tunnel, and make you see how things are going to be turning around for the better, and things are going to actually pay off. So I hope that you see that too, and I hope that it at least gave you some like consolation and some hope in going through these things that you're going through. But I will leave it here. Thank you so much, and I am wishing you all the best, pile 2. All the information that you need is in the description box down below, so check that out if you are interested. And also don't forget to like and leave me a little comment and subscribe and do all of those things if you enjoyed this reading and it actually gave you something. But if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. And this is the card that you chose. This card is from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, and this is called the Castle. Now, okay, I'm actually getting a very like specific message here, so I'm just gonna talk about it and then, you know, do with it what you will. But I am feeling with this card that even though like generally this card to me talks about something being like very much protected or hidden, right now I actually am getting a sense that even though something may be looking very like flashy and very extravagant on the outside, on the inside it's actually extremely lonely. That's what I'm feeling. So on the outside, the impression is something that almost like makes you envy the situation or this person, or if not necessarily envy, then just like covet what someone else has, or admire what someone else has. And like it looks very flashy and it looks very alluring, and it's definitely like an eye catcher type of thing. But all of this like darkness, all of this, even this rose for some reason is making me think of like something incredibly lonely and isolated and solitary, and how like something on the outside is like completely like starkly different from something that is truly actually happening on the inside. Just like this closed eye. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but there is this like closed eyelid, and it's making me think of like sadness for some reason, or melancholy. How something like the true essence of something is being hidden, or it's not revealed. So this can be talking about you, that you are showing a certain aspect of you that is making it seem like things are better or more happy, more successful than they really are. Or it could also be talking about a job or a relationship, or actually, yeah, this rose is making me think of like a relationship for some reason. It feels rather like romantic or something like that. But anyway, I'm just sort of listing the things that this could apply to, but it could really apply to anything, and only you know how that applies to you with your own specific life. But we are going to look at some oracle cards now to get a better understanding of how this castle energy is connected to your reading, and why you were specifically drawn to this castle energy. So these oracle cards are going to describe where you are at in your life right now. So hopefully it will paint us a better picture. Yeah, we have financial constraints in reverse. We also have Archangel Jeremiel with reflections, dreams, and visions. We have change and hawk and voyage and starseed, what lights you up. And finally awareness with number 1. Okay, so pile 3. I'm definitely feeling that you have come to some sort of realizations about how the things that you thought would make you happy, the things that you thought that you wanted, are not in fact having the exact effect that you hoped that they would. And the reason why I'm saying it is because the first card that came out, this financial constraints card in reverse, it sort of straight away assured me or made me see how the energy of this like flashiness and things being like very extravagant or very beautiful or very like flashy on the outside, how that has some sort of truth to it, and probably for a lot more of you than I first thought. So with this financial constraints card, I'm feeling that there is definitely some sort of like sense of security or sense of stability that you are having. And I feel like it's something that you have definitely worked for. It may even be something that you have left behind. Possibly you were in a space where like financially you had to struggle a bit more. And I feel like you worked very hard to get yourself to a place where you would have a better, more firm sort of ground to stand upon. So if you were unemployed previously, maybe you now have a job. If you had a job, but maybe it didn't bring in as much money, or maybe it didn't sound as prestigious, maybe you didn't have as fancy of an office as you do now, maybe there's been like some sort of promotion thing here, maybe you even had like a little side hustle or business that was struggling, and maybe now you are starting to bring in more revenue, more clients, that type of thing. It seems that there has been an improvement in the material sense for you at one point, and it seems that it's something that you thought that you, again, something that you thought would make you happy, or something that you thought would make you feel fulfilled, but I feel like you don't feel that way, even though now you have that thing that you were after in the beginning. It's not doing it for you. And so we have all of these cards of like reflection and gaining awareness and thinking about what lights you up. And even with this hawk energy is like one of sort of reviewing or getting a sense of the lay of the land, or is that an expression? Anyway, I feel like you are sort of mapping out where you are right now and really taking in the whole situation. And with both voyage and change, it's clear to me that you are realizing that where you are right now is not actually where you want to be. That like ray of sunshine or that source of light and happiness and fulfillment is actually someplace else. Because even with this card, it says dreams and visions. So it does seem like you are sort of trying to make sense what that dream would be for you, that dream that would ultimately fulfill you. Because being where you are right now, I do feel this sense of restlessness. Both of these cards are talking of motion, are talking of change, are talking of leaving one space and going into something else. And so even though I don't actually feel that you are making a lot of moves physically right now, it does seem like it's all sort of still in the planning process, and that you are still very heavily on this like reflections, making sense of things, trying to figure out what happened, why where you are right now is not actually it, why it's not satisfying you. Again, getting that sense of awareness, getting that sense of like clarity to guide you forward to a place that would give you that sense of satisfaction. And I feel like this whole process, even though it is somewhat possibly disheartening or somewhat disappointing, it it has definitely shown you something very, very valuable with this awareness card. I feel like your mind has definitely been expanded, or you definitely see from a higher vantage point now. Because I feel like there are still a lot of people out there who are in the position that you were before you arrived at this point, who may be looking at you and thinking that, you know, you have it all, you have everything, who may be, as I said, envious of your life or your lifestyle, or who may think that you are so happy beyond your wildest dreams because you have everything that anyone could ever want. But you know the truth. You know that the truth is something completely different. And I feel like you're trying to figure out that truth, but I also feel like you are not necessarily revealing to anyone that that's the case. You're not revealing to anyone that that's what you are in fact doing. And I feel like this sort of sense of unfulfillment that you feel is something that you're very much keeping to yourself, that you're very much hiding and like keeping under wraps. And I feel like that is also another aspect that is feeding into that sense of loneliness, or feeding into that sense of like feeling like something, like it's still not it. But anyway, if you resonate with this story, pile number 3, then you are definitely watching the right pile. And we are going to move on to these tarot cards next to actually see into the future. So we're going to see what is around the corner for you. And yeah, anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so we first have the 3 of coins in reverse and the 10 of wands in reverse. Okay, interesting. Wow, the 10 of pentacles. Okay, interesting. We also have the 6 of swords in reverse and the devil in reverse. Okay, love seeing that. I'm looking at these cards, pile 3, and the way that these cards are actually working in this spread is that we have the center card, which is the most important card here, because this is actually the card that reveals what is around the corner for you. And these 2 cards are showing what that will bring you in the short term, and these 2 cards will show what they will bring in the long term. Now, the 10 of coins is the thing that is around the corner for you, and honestly, it is seriously like one of the best cards that you can get in tarot, in the minor arcana at least. Because this is that sense of security and stability that you could also like pass on to other people, so you can share with other people. It's something that is solid, it's something that is sturdy. And so it very much like reflects the castle energy. But the very important distinction here is that when I was feeling a sense of loneliness, or I was feeling a sense of like isolation here with this castle energy. And even a lot of these cards here were reflecting like you sort of being on your own, or you not really sharing what you were feeling and what your true fears and sort of doubts are in reality. Then the 10 of coins is making me feel that you are going to have some sort of support, or at least someone to like share yourself or your security with. I feel like this sense of security that is going to be coming around the corner for you is, even though yes, this is talking about like the physical material aspect of life, because it's still the pentacle suit, but I actually feel it's more like support from other people, or at least another person or something like that. So I do feel that you will have a chance to actually share with someone and not feel as alone in this, and really like settle down into something that would make you feel content, something that would make you feel happy. Because honestly, the truth is, I feel like the material like security, or the material achievements that you have experienced, even though they were not in truth the things that you were actually really looking for, they are still a very, very like a good part of life, right? There's still something that allows you to sort of lead the sort of life that you want, or at least helps you to live more comfortably, or not. It takes away some worries at least. And so I feel like there is this element of like not needing to worry, but actually having this like sense of fulfillment in it. And I feel that the aspect that is really going to bring you that sense of fulfillment is someone else, is other people. So sorry if I'm like, again, struggling with my words massively, but the message that I was trying to get across here is that I feel like the true thing that you were chasing, or the true thing that you felt that you were after, was actually a sense of like connection, was actually a sense of belonging, or a sense of family, or a sense of community, or something like that. And I feel like once you sort of find that point, once you find that sense of connection, you will actually sort of get rid of that sense of restlessness too. And you'll probably like see that that's really all that you were looking for, that's really what lights you up. Being able to share your wealth with someone, being able to build something with someone and sort of enjoy it together. And so I feel like in the short term, we have the 3 of coins in reverse and the 10 of wands. And I do feel like this is actually talking about that like solitary aspect, how everything that you were building by yourself, and all of the sort of the weight and the heaviness that you were feeling, or the things that you feel weren't giving you that sense of satisfaction, that sense of like loneliness, and feeling like you have to carry it all by yourself and you have to do it all by yourself, that is sort of going away. Or that is, I feel like you will feel a massive sense of relief and a massive like energetic release as well. And I find it really interesting now that I just noticed it, that there is a whale on this card, and there is a whale on this card as well. Actually 2 whales on this card. And I feel like I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there is a little whale here too that this bigger whale is carrying. And so I feel like that's really the key to this reading. And that's really the key to your situation. Finding that other whale to share with, and so that you wouldn't be the only whale who is like carrying this whole situation on your shoulders, or who's carrying everything. So yeah, I see that sort of sense of burden falling off of your shoulders, or not having to build everything by yourself. But in the long term, I actually like the effects even more, because we have the 6 of swords reversed and the devil reversed. And what this is telling me is that you, like in the long term, you'll be able to stop chasing dead-end goals, or goals that like are not actually, that are like flashy and look good on the outside, but that don't have the substance that you're actually looking for. That's the devil in reverse in this situation, I feel like. That's that like material side of life that everyone thinks that they want. But that in truth, when they get it, it's like you are always looking for that next best thing, right? When you have that car, you want a better car. When you have an apartment of your own, the next thing you see is that, oh, but you know, this person has a nicer house, so I want a nicer house for myself too. Or this person has more power in the company, or a better office, or a bigger salary, whatever, so I want that too. Like that type of thing, you know, like constantly chasing the next best thing. And so I feel like you'll be able to actually break out of that cycle, like chasing those empty, flashy things, because you'll realize that what you really want is actually here, and what you really want is something is just to share this with someone, right? The security, this sense of wealth that you already have. So yeah, pile 3, your reading felt a lot more like to the point and a lot more straightforward than the readings that we've done so far. So I hope that this like offered you a sense of hope, because I truly feel that what is around the corner for you is actually amazing. And if you find this sense of like fulfillment and satisfaction with where you are, and just looking to connect with someone, to share that with someone. I think that your whole life is actually going to like change or shift around. But anyway, so yeah, those were the messages, but we are going to close the reading out with some final messages from the message jar. You may have seen it before if this is not your first time on this channel. But yeah, so we're going to see what Spirit wants you to know, or what sort of advice Spirit has for you to close the reading out with. So for pile number 3, what sort of advice do you have for pile number 3 regarding this reading? Okay, we have 2. Let's take a couple more. What do you want pile 3 to know? Okay, and we have 4. Right. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. Your faith is being tested. Hold on. Yeah, so it's clear that you really need this reflection time right now to sort of take the time out, because yeah, I feel like just getting to the truth of things is really what is going to reveal to you what you really need in this situation. So hold on. Things will get better. Things will ease out. Okay, we also have a fresh pair of eyes is needed. Seek counsel. Yeah. So, again, we're getting this like component of other people being very, very important here. So reaching out to someone to get counsel is probably a good idea. Wow, okay. We also have a quote by Bill from The Perks of Being a Wallflower, one of my favorite books of all time. We accept the love we think we deserve. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. We accept the love we think we deserve. I feel that maybe part of this, like, this energy of like wanting to keep chasing something, but not really finding that satisfaction in there. I think that may be a key to that chasing. Just something to think about. Oh my god, and finally we have nothing has gone wrong. See? Spirit is assuring you that everything is perfect, everything is exactly how it's meant to be, and you are exactly where you are supposed to be, and everything is right. I feel like there's just something that you need to like understand, or there needs to be this like light bulb moment for you. So that's why I feel like this reflection energy is here. So even though you may feel tempted to move and change things around, I feel like Spirit is actually urging you to sort of stay on track, to stay where you are, take some time and really sort of dive deep into the situation, and possibly reach out to other people too, to get out of this solitary energy and sort of see what comes up for you, see where that leads you, and what you end up realizing. Wow, pile number 3, I'm gonna leave it here. I do have to say this felt a bit more confusing to me, so I'm not too sure how much sense it made to you, but I do hope that it made sense to some of you. And if that's the case, if this was your reading and you could make sense of this and this resonated for you, I would really appreciate it if you let me know. You can leave me a thumbs up. You can also leave me a comment down in the comment section saying that this was your reading. It would mean so much to me. And also don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any future readings and if you want to hang out with me in the future. But yeah, other than that, any information that you need is in the description box down below. And if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves, pile 3, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 4. You chose the healer card with number 25, which reduces down to 7. And this card is from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. And the energy that I'm feeling off of this card is one of trying to like neutralize some sort of negative energy or negative influence to get rid of some sort of like wounding or something that is festering. So it makes me think that there is something like that present in your life right now, pile number 4, or it may be present in someone else's life that is very close to you or that means a lot to you. But in either way, I feel like there is an energy of like wanting to fix things, wanting to make things better, wanting to like hone in on this issue, hone in on this energy that is disrupting the status quo, that is disrupting the health of something, right? Whether it be a relationship, whether it be like the energy at your work between your colleagues, or between yourself and your boss, or between you and your children if you have them, like anything like that. It seems like there is just something that is, as I said, festering, and it needs to be dealt with. It needs to be healed. It needs to be addressed and worked through so that it wouldn't be able to grow any bigger and wouldn't be able to wreak any more havoc than it already has. So yeah, that's the energy that I'm feeling for you, pile number 4, from this card specifically. And because there's this like 3-headed snake, right? And it makes me feel that like however this situation has to be dealt with, it's not something that can be handled very pleasantly, or the whole situation itself is something that like makes you feel uncomfortable, or that you may even fear like approaching somehow, or you may fear bringing up to begin with, because of the sort of like ramifications that it could bring, or the sort of ripple effect that it could have. So in any case, like this feels like a very like fragile situation, or something that has to be dealt with care, something that has to be dealt with very gently. But it's something that is festering. That's what I feel. Something is festering. But let's see how that actually connects to your reading. So we're going to look at these oracle cards now and see where you are at in your life right now, what we can find out. Okay, wow. Okay, we have the first chakra, Archangel Michael, number 35, reducing down to 8. Oh, we have another 8, 26, reducing down to 8 too. We have Commander Ashtar, Starseed, Space Travel, Galactic Guides. We have Delight, Nightingale. Oh, they're actually really similar. I know that it's not the same bird, but it kind of looks similar. Nightingale, Inner Peace, Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, Seeding the Light, Laying Foundations, Divine Plan. Wow. And finally, number 3, Fertility. I'm definitely picking up on an energy of addressing something, speaking up, telling the truth. That's the center card here with this Nightingale. So I feel like that's really the most important energy here. Now, I do feel like speaking the truth and being very honest about what you are truly feeling or seeing, or what you think that needs to be spoken up about, it seems to have a very strong connection to how much something can really grow and prosper and develop. Because we have this card here that says, Seeding the Light, Laying Foundations, Divine Plan. And this Laying Foundations card is dragging me back to this first chakra, Archangel Michael, because the first chakra is the chakra of security. It's the chakra that ties us down to the earth, that keeps us grounded. And so I feel like the foundation of something, again, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a lifestyle, whether it's a plan or project or whatever it is, I feel like it really, like the health and prosperity of that, the fertility of that is dependent on building a very, very solid foundation. And I feel like the only way to do that is, again, by speaking up about what you truly feel, by speaking the truth, by opening up and sharing what you have to say. Because I feel like with delight and inner peace, it's very important for those types of energies to be able to manifest. There needs to be like a clear air for these positive energies to start taking root and to start taking space. Because again, I feel like something is festering. So like, let's say that this is a relationship thing for some of you. If like, let's say that there is a trust issue between you and someone. You know where the trust issue is actually coming from, or why you are having a hard time trusting that person. But you may be feeling like apprehensive about actually bringing that topic up or actually talking about it, because you may be afraid of like what it's going to do to the relationship. But looking at these cards here, both of these cards are really like divine. This is talking about like seeding the light and star seed, right? Like this is that like galactic energy, that galactic healer type of energy, and which I'm not surprised that you chose this. So if you were drawn to this pile and this card, then it's clear that you do have some sort of healing qualities. And even though all of us have healing qualities, there are definitely some of us who, or some people, I should just say, there are definitely some people who have that like divine mission, that like galactic origin, or who feel their divine soul more deeply and more strongly than possibly others do. And so there is this like extra task of bringing more light, bringing more peace and love to this planet. And so I feel like you may feel that that's a task that you are sort of carrying, or that you need to do. And it may be that you are constantly in this space where you feel like you always have to be the one to like address something, or to heal a situation, or to initiate the healing process, right? To like rip the band-aid off, so to say, expose the wound and really like finally heal it for good, not just patch it up. So even though you may not necessarily want to do it, because I don't know, and I don't know why, I'm not really seeing any cards here that would speak of like apprehension, or that would speak of some sort of resistance, resistance type energy. I'm not really seeing that here. But I do feel like there is a slight reluctance within you to actually open that door and to actually speak about whatever this is that needs to be spoken up about. But I do feel with both of these cards that it's something that you are almost like meant to do, or something that you are more equipped to do than the other person who is involved in this situation, or the other people who are involved in this situation. So yeah, I feel like opening up about whatever this thing is that is festering, it's going to allow this healing energy to do its job. It's going to allow the space to be like cleared out energetically too, to be aired out, and finally for like that peaceful and serene energy to take place. And so things will actually be able to start growing from a much more like abundant and prosperous, happy place. So yeah, it feels like this is something that you're meant to do, as like uncomfortable as it may be. But if you are in this space, if you are like recognizing this story, and if you're resonating with this sort of weird energy that needs to be addressed and then no one really wants to address, that type of thing, then you are clearly watching the right pile. And just keep on watching, because we are going to now look at the tarot cards that will talk a little bit about what is coming, or what is around the corner for you. So let's see. what the tarot cards say. Okay, we have the Hermit and Temperance. Not surprised that we're starting off with two major arcana cards. The Two of Wands. Oh, we have more birds, which is very interesting. More birds coming out here. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse and the Two of Swords in reverse and another bird. Okay, birds are clearly a very significant symbol. So you may be seeing a lot of birds, or like bird symbology somehow, or that that may be significant for you in some sense. So let's look at what is around the corner for you. Now, the way that these cards are laid out, there is a very specific system in place. So the center card here is again the most important card, because this is actually reflecting what is around the corner for you. This is the main card here, and you got the Two of Wands. And these two cards are talking about the short-term effects that this energy will bring, and these two cards will talk about the long-term effects that it will bring. So the Two of Wands in this position is very clearly signifying to me that you are going to be seeing sort of a way out, or there is going to be an opportunity to develop this connection or develop this situationship. Okay, that is so weird. To develop this situation further somehow, to sort of come out of that like caged up or stuck space, and like finally set yourself free. And it's really interesting that there is this like cage depiction, or that's the way that this card is designed, because it can talk about like being stuck in that comfort zone of yours where you have always been, and the way that things have always been, and just like not wanting to change anything about it, but how that can sometimes become like also very confining. And so I feel like this situation, which again, for some reason I keep feeling very strongly that this is talking about a relationship of some sort, there is going to be an opportunity to develop or expand this relationship further, and to help it to like grow into something more. So expansiveness, or this possibility to choose to do something differently, and to again change the situation around so that you wouldn't be in this stalemate energy. And in the short term, we have the Hermit and Temperance. So I see the energy of you sort of possibly feeling somewhat alone in this connection, or feeling like you are not really being heard, or like you are not really connecting with the other person, or like there is a solitary vibe with the Hermit card here. I feel like with the Temperance being here, this is going to be transmuted. This is going to be changed or healed, so that you wouldn't feel as like alone, or as possibly like cut off from the other person, as you may be feeling right now. Again, as I said, there is something that is festering, right? That I was feeling, something is festering. And so it's clearly like driving some sort of wedge between you, or it's clearly building up an energy of like isolation, or an energy of feeling like the other person is not really seeing you, or the other person is not really hearing you, or you're not like getting through. You're not finding that like common ground or that same wavelength. So that seems to be changing once that like opportunity to grow and to venture out of this stalemate energy presents itself. So, and this is because, as I said, these are major arcana cards. So this is going to be a bigger shift that you're going to feel that will take place. Again, because I feel like the foundation of that relationship is going to be changing, and it's going to be building or becoming something a lot more sturdy, a lot more powerful. Because even like looking at these we have these two major arcana cards side by side, and the Hermit is number 9 and Temperance is number 14. So in between those two cards is the Hierophant, right? Number 5. That's between these two cards. And so this is talking to me about like a higher level of commitment or some sort of leveling up when it comes to like the agreement or the connection. So yeah, I see that like happening for you if that's what you choose to do. Because again, the Two of Wands, this is in essence a choice. This is something that you can do, but you don't have to do. But if you were to take advantage of this and actually, again, develop the relationship further or break out of this like situation that you are in and finally address what this thing is, open up about it, even though it may be uncomfortable, there may come about like really, really great changes and transformations that happen with this Temperance card, this like process of alchemy, this process of change, and I feel like it would be a really, really welcome thing. But now looking at the long-term effects, we have the Ace of Wands reversed and the Two of Swords reversed. And the first thing that I'm feeling here is that like this festering type thing, it wouldn't actually even be a thing. It wouldn't come to this point of this like stalemate energy with the Two of Swords in reverse. Because as I said, I feel like this sort of developing your relationship further or like morphing the construct that you have right now and healing that energy that is festering is actually going to bring about like a change or a bigger transmutation to the dynamic itself. I feel like it's going to actually even out the relationship as well, so that it wouldn't be just like you feeling like you always need to be the one who initiates these types of conversations or who like handles the situation or who has to be like the healer in the connection. Even though, as I said, I do feel like it comes a bit more naturally to you than to that other person. But I do see like that evening out happening with this Temperance here. So again, I feel like this energy of emotions or feelings or tempers running amok or sort of going out of hand or like this distancing starting to happen in the first place, that seems to be something that like is not going to be in the picture. So I do really feel like this is going to change the dynamic of the relationship, or again the situation, whatever it is for you, but I just for some reason keep feeling very strongly that it's a relationship. But yeah, so in this case, pile number 4, I definitely feel like speaking the truth is going to set you free, and that is going to bring about some really, really amazing like long-term effects too. But anyway, so that's really the energy that I'm seeing here. And those were the messages that I was feeling for you. But we're going to close the reading out with the messages from this message jar. And let's see what Spirit wants to tell you about this reading. So let's see what messages Spirit has for you. Okay. What else do you have for pile number 4 regarding this reading? What else? Okay, let's get a couple more. What else do you want to tell pile 4 regarding the reading? Okay, and I guess this is the last one. There we go. So, let's see what you got. Okay, we have a quote by Ricky Fitz from one of my all-time favorite movies, American Beauty, and it says, "Never underestimate the power of denial." Yeah, again, the power of denial, right? Oh my God, how apt that is, by the way, because it's that like festering energy, right? It's something that is growing and something that everyone is like turning a blind eye to. But like it says, never underestimate the power of denial. So even if something is making everyone miserable, it can be very easy to like just accept it for what it is and ignore that thing, or to not deal with it. So it's a very apt quote here. We also have, fear has only as much power as you grant it. So yeah, again, oh my God, yeah, that's okay. So this is the first confirmation that there actually is some sort of fear or apprehension about like opening up about it. It's that energy that I was describing, that I was feeling, but now it seems that like spirit is confirming that that is actually there. So again, fear has only as much power as you grant it. So think about that. Pile number 4 doesn't have to rule you. And we also have, this is by Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Just because I cannot see it doesn't mean I can't believe it. See, there you go. Again, it's funny that it keeps talking about like, just because I cannot see it. So clearly there is something that is not visible, something that is energetic, but something that clearly everyone can feel. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of confirmations from these messages here, but I do feel like spirit, this quote is just another way of spirit saying how important this thing is, even if it's not necessarily like physically visible, but it's something that is growing in power. So yeah, don't ignore it. And okay, and the final quote we have, sorry, not quote, but the final message we have is, other people's drama is not yours to deal with. Cleanse your space. Yeah, so I feel like cleanse your space is definitely a really good piece of advice in either case, because this, whatever this thing is, that you need to like speak up about, or that spirit is urging you to speak up about, it's clearly something that you will want to cleanse your space and your energy from later. But I feel like with this, other people's drama is not yours to deal with, this is just, I feel like another way of like asking, spirit is asking you to be mindful of like how much you are taking on energetically, and how much you are allowing into your energetic space from other people, and from other people's like emotions, and other people's baggage, and other people's anxiety and stress, and all of those things. Just like be mindful of the boundaries, and be mindful of protecting your energy as you are addressing that thing that is festering, and so that you wouldn't allow it to like eat into your own energetic well-being. Try and keep that like negative energy at bay, so that you wouldn't take it on too much, or you wouldn't absorb it too much. And again, however this like other person reacts, because there may be like an initial sort of pushback as well, as this change is starting to occur, or as this relationship is developed and this thing is finally like being addressed. It may be uncomfortable for the both of you, so there could be a reaction that you are not necessarily wanting to get. So just be mindful that you don't like, again, absorb that energy, or that you don't take that reaction on yourself too much, and that you try and like stay as neutral in that situation as possible, just to not absorb that energy. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, pile number 4. I hope that this reading was useful, and I hope that it spoke to you. So if that's the case, please do let me know. You can give me a thumbs up. You can also leave me a comment down in the comment section letting me know that this was your reading. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to hang out with me in the future and not miss any of these types of cool readings that we are going to be doing. But anyway, any other information that you need is in the description box down below. And if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves. I am wishing you all the best, and I hope to see you very soon in my next reading. Bye bye.